2 years after Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas will be released on the PlayStation 2, PC, and Xbox. Upon its release, the game demolished expectations and will become the best game in the series according to many fans of the GTA series. This story, much like Vice City, will also serve as a prequel to Grand Theft Auto 3 in a different city and setting, 1990s Los Angeles, in a time of racial tension and violence. San Andreas will be a state rather than a city and would serve as a stand-in for California. This is the first game where players can travel through 3 different cities: Los Santos, a stand-in for Los Angeles; San Fierro, a stand-in for San Francisco; and Las Venturas, a stand-in for Las Vegas. The time and setting of San Andreas will capture the racial tensions growing at an all-time high due to racism and police brutality caused by the actions of Crash in the 1990s. The racial tensions in the early 1990s would increase due to the Rodney King incident, in which the verdict of the policeman that brutalized him would blow into a full-scale riot in the city of Los Angeles and sparking conversations about racial prejudice and tensions. Media that will also inspire the game are movies such as Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Juice, and so on. In this game, the gang intelligence unit of the police is called Crash, based on the gang intelligence unit of the same name. The LAPD Crash were known for their brutality, falsified evidence, illegal shootings, unprovoked beatings, and racism. A new protagonist is introduced in this game, Carl Johnson, also known as CJ. The story begins with his return to Los Santos after 5 years in Liberty City. He receives the news that his mother, Beverly Johnson, was killed in a drive-by shooting. Upon returning home, he is framed for murder by police officers Frank Tenpenny and Eddie Pulaski, who had run-ins with Carl in the past. Once Carl rides a bike back to his house, he finds his friends and family in disarray. His older brother, Sean Sweet Johnson, accuses him of the murders of Brian and his mother and berates him for abandoning the Grove Street family's gang. To win his brother's trust, Carl begins to do jobs for his brother and his other friends, Ryder and Big Smoke. He becomes very protective of his sister Kendall, who is dating a member of the Mexican gang. Soon, Carl begins to work his way to the top and put his gang back to greatness. New features in this game are introduced, such as the ability to swim, something that was lacking in previous titles. Other features include ways to raise stamina and respect, such as working out, completing missions, gaining territories from rival gangs, representing the Grove Street colors, and also players can modify cars to make them faster by adding a nitrous oxide system. Another feature is CJ having girlfriends in different parts of the game. Once the relationship increases its maximum limit, the girlfriend gives Carl a special outfit. Much like its predecessors, the game would spark controversy, once again attracting the attention of Jack Thompson, Ralph Nader, and Glenn Beck, blaming the game for all of society's woes and violence among the youth. But this time, attention was focused primarily on the Hot Coffee mod, which unlocked a hidden explicit sex minigame. This discovery forced the ESRB re-rating to adults only, triggered recalls, prompted lawsuits, and caused a Federal Trade Commission investigation into undisclosed content. The mod was released by Patrick Wildenborg, a 38-year-old modder from the Netherlands. In terms of the Hot Coffee mod, this attracted the attention of once presidential hopeful Senator Hillary Clinton. Although the mod was on PC only, it was also allowed in consoles by changing the bit inside a user's save game file or by using a third-party modding device. In terms of voice acting in the game, rap stars and lesser-known figures would take part in the voice work to make it less expensive. Other notable voice actors include Samuel L. Jackson, the late Chris Penn, Armando Riesco, Clifton Collins Jr., Bijou Phillips, Sonia Walder, etc. Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas will be remastered many years later and released as Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition. Now, after the success of San Andreas, 2 games would go on a PlayStation Portable.